Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. State Power Utility Eskom's load shedding program is elevating power generating fuel cell technology to new heights. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer attended the Chamber of Mines unveiling of a 100 kilowatt fuel cell and is here to tell us more. Welcome, Martin.
Thanks, Shannon.
Please tell me about the Chamber of Mines fuel cell installation and what are its specific features?
You know, it's about as big as a container that you get on these shipping vessels. And it's, as you said, 100 kilowatt. So it's a base load fuel cell. But the thing is with fuel cells, they're scalable, you know, which is a big advantage. Because, you know, in the precinct where the actual function was held, all the lighting and all the power in that precinct was actually also produced by another fuel cell. And that fuel cell was only the size of a laptop. So it shows you, you know, you can get a lot of power out of a fuel cell the size of a laptop, but then you can also get your base load power, which they were demonstrating is cost effective. It's reliable, it's clean, it's noiseless. The actual maintenance is negligible. It's got a membrane there that you've got to check every couple of months or every 3 months, but probably only replace it every 7 years. And it's got no moving parts. So, you know, it gets that Agoli gas in from Johannesburg. It's scrubbed, it's reformed, and then that magic of catalysis takes place with the platinum that comes from our ground, and we're one of the custodians of the biggest suppliers of platinum in the world. And, you know, the miracle is that you get electricity and water. And that electricity also, there's a byproduct of heat, which I'm sure the chamber will be able to use because, you know, you can use the heat in the winter, but in actual fact you can do things to turn heat into coolth for air conditioning. So it's got all these benefits, and then of course the fuel cell can also drive one's car. So it's got that ability, a lot of flexibility, a lot of versatility. And I think we should, in South Africa, should really go for this. The window of opportunity is open. And you can see how keen the Japanese are on partnering us. And we mustn't think of, you know, this is a national thing that we can do, but we must have an international view on it because the market is so huge, the potential is so huge, the expertise is also around the place. And with Fuji Electric coming in and the ambassador actually wanting to say something, putting himself on the program, it shows how keen the Japanese are. We know that they are a little bit scared of nuclear energy at the moment. They're seeing this fuel cell as the clean alternative. In this age, you know, you want something that's green. And we have this potential. And one cannot understand that our Department of Energy puts out invitations for people to bid for wind electricity, for solar power. Yet, they're so short-sighted that they don't actually include a fuel cell. You know, we should have had bids open for fuel cells. People would have bid on that now, and that's when you start getting the price down. And that's what they're looking for. But I think the chamber is trying to demonstrate that this is cost effective. And if you do the sums, you know, over the period of life of this, you can see that you get about a 20% discount on the projected expectation that the tariff from Eskom will be. And you also get a lot of the mining companies putting their money where their mouth is, like Impala Platinum saying we will put these into our refinery, Anglo-American Platinum saying we will drive our locos underground with these. So it's important that.
You mentioned now that if the tender bids were open to more companies, the price would come down. What sort of costs are we looking at, and are they feasible?
Well, I kept on asking about what this cost. And every time I asked, people would walk away, which always gives you an indication that they're not too happy about the price. But this particular installation, 100 kilowatt, I eventually found out that the cost is $1 million. $1 million to start with.
Hefty.
So you can see that it's similar to nuclear energy. You know, the capital cost is high, but the operating cost is negligible. Now,
and it's safer.
We have people at the highest level in South Africa saying we must go for nuclear energy. They should be at the highest level saying we should go for platinum energy, we should go for fuel cell energy. Maybe the initial cost now is a bit high, but this is a new technology. It hasn't even entered the scene. So surely you're going to have a benefit of scale at some stage where it comes down. And this could create a whole new industry. The window of opportunity is wide open to create hundreds of thousands of jobs out of this. They're talking about transformation. Everybody wants transformation. They're taking statues down in the interest of transformation. Well, here's an opportunity. this is led by Mashudu Romano. He's passionate about. So this is black lead in South Africa. He's been studying it. He's so enthusiastic about it. He's enthused everybody. I mean, the government is behind him. The IDC is behind him. The Japanese are behind him. They're saying to him, you do this, we'll come to your country, people outside the country. So here's an opportunity. This is transformation possibility second to none, because you would have a real national industry, but with a big international involvement, because the days of doing things on your own are over. In this world, you've got to bring in global partners, and we have them saying, you know, we want to do this, we want to do it. So I think it needs a champion. Someone must go out there. I can see that the Trade and Industry Minister, Dr. Rob Davies, he's really behind this. He wants this to happen. The IDC is over the moon about this. And of course, you know, there's also been developments at mining level and at processing level that can help. We see that, you know, Pallinghurst has introduced this new low energy system that can get you from the ore to the refined product in a week. This will all help. That's the KEL process. That's the KEL process. This will all help, you know, in this whole story of getting this going in South Africa. And we just need a champion now to drive the thing and to stop at the highest levels, not having lobbies that push this, because we can see how influential the nuclear lobby has been. You know, they've got in and they've persuaded people that this must happen, even though then we're really talking costs. You know, what we're seeing here is not the big bespoke power station, which is outdated. We're seeing the new global trend, which is sweeping through the world, decentralized power. It could be the same as the old days of the big centralized computer. You know, you'd have this massive centralized computer and everybody would be working off it until people said, no, we want to decentralize, and now there's a computer on every desk. You know, this could happen. People want to control their own power, you know, and they want to use as much as they want to use. And it's less, I think the waste wouldn't be as huge as we've got now, but anyway, that's the trend. The trend towards decentralization. So there's so many things in favor of this. You need some sort of champion, and it should be a public-private partnership type of champion. And we see that you know, some state money has gone into this chamber, and I think it's money very well spent.
And of course it increases the demand for platinum, which is what we all need.
Yes, I mean, the point was made there that if you go for 1,000 megawatts, say, that's only 2% more electricity that you're putting into the system, but it's 5% more platinum that is being drawn off from the mines. And the mines need demand at the moment. There's a problem that it's too Eurocentric. You know, the traditional routes aren't pulling enough in the demand front, so you need extra demand. We could help create this demand, and then it could go around the world. We could transfer some of this technology, but be involved.
And also, I think I saw the stat that if 1% of cars used fuel cell technology to drive them, it's a 20% increase of platinum demand.
That's right, 20%. 1% more cars in the world use this, 20% more demand for platinum. So you can see we could become the Saudi Arabia of the world. You know, it could really be a huge power base here. And we're blessed with this platinum ourselves in Zimbabwe, with the main platinum, and it could be a tremendous area of growth for our mines, the linking industry, beneficiation. Africa could benefit from a decentralized era, not too dependent on these massive big power stations, which are no longer popular.
Now, there's also a call out for South Africa to commit to 1,000 megawatts of power by 2020, I think it was. What are the chances of this being realistically met?
And I think, you know, this must be pushed by Mashudu Ramona, must be pushed by the IDC, must be pushed by Rob Davies. They should bring the Department of Energy in and say, you know, we've really slipped up here. We should have called for some bid invitation. We should have invited bids for fuel cells as well. Why not? And that can start the industry going. So it's going to be dependent on how strong this lobby is. I think the lobby is still weak. I do see a lot of enthusiasm from the marketers. You know, you'll get a marketing company, you'll get a marketer within a mining company who's really pushing, because you can see that some of the off-grid areas in the Free State are now powered by fuel cells. So you'll have a whole lot of residential area that is not benefiting from being on the electrical grid now being targeted for fuel cell electricity supply.
It just makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense because of our involvement here, because of the greenness of this. And you know, I think that there could be a combination of energy as well. I mean, you could use sun energy linked to this, you could use wind energy linked to it, so it could be quite a nice linking to be a leader in this clean energy, which people somehow they're really moving towards. But obviously it'll take a long time. We've got to depend on coal. And coal has served us very well. Perhaps coal will clean up its act, you know, which would also make the whole competitive juice start moving again. But this is also something that I'd like to see given a chance.
Well, let's hope that the right people are listening.
Yeah, I hope so.
Thank you very much, Martin.
It's a great pleasure, Shannon.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on South Africa's mining industry.